So, hey everybody, I want to thank you to Appasaurus Rex reviews the Minimalist Chrome extension. So it's kind of a little different this week in the fact that we're not actually reviewing an app, we're reviewing a Chrome extension that you add to your Chrome browser. And it's Minimalist, and I had no idea what this was until Richard shared that it was a thing with me. By the way, my name is Stacy Kildal, and I own and operate Kildal Services LLC in White Lake, Michigan, and I also am the driver behind Stacy K Academy. So if you are an accounting professional and you need help running your practice, check out Stacy K Academy. We have lots of great stuff, great resources for you. Richard, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Richard Ropa. I'm the owner and operator of Quasar Cowboy Consulting out of Palm Springs, California. And I specialize in sales. I'm sorry?
It's a desert.
It is a desert. It's like the seventh layer of hell.
Right.
For 3 months of the year, but then 9 months, it's absolutely gorgeous, and that's why we're here. So,
see, and I have that beautiful weather for 3 months, and then 9 months,
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, I interrupted. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, Quasar Cowboy Consulting, I actually teach a class with Stacy K Academy called Smarketing, which we're in week 4 of right now. Very exciting about that. We've got some up-and-coming big new stuff going on with Stacy K Academy, which we'll talk about eventually. And but my practice specializes in sales, marketing, and business coaching.
Yes, very awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm just playing around with this. I'm going to do a screen share. And the things that we review apps, and obviously we're kind of expanding this to even Chrome extensions at this point. We test apps basically so that our audience does not have to do it. And we let you know what we like. And we grade these on 5 different categories. And they're collaboration, learning curve, pricing, platform, which means what platforms it's available on, as well as a wild card, which is just something about the app that we either really, really like or we really, really don't like. And so it's just like it is. It's a wild card. I'm going to start because I want to screen share and talk just a little bit about the collaboration aspect of it. And so with the collaboration, what's really kind of cool is you can sync the module. There's different modules, and I'll let you kind of talk about the different things that goes with Minimalist. But really, well, first of all, Richard, why don't you explain what Minimalist actually is and what it does? You do a better job of it than me.
Sure. So Minimalist is, actually, I was seeking out, here's how I found it. I was seeking out one very specific function in Gmail that was driving me crazy. I couldn't tell which row was highlighted. So I was seeking out an app or an extension that would allow me to change the colors of the rows based on whether they were red, unread, starred, or what have you. And I ran across this, and I thought, this has got a lot of interesting little tweaks to it.
Okay.
And it might be good to review. And I think I counted up how many tweaks there are. There's like 60 or 70 of them.
So let me ask you this, just because I can't not. Why did you, because I mean, I've been using Gmail for as long, probably just as long as you have. Why did you want to have that? Why was that important for you to be able to see what rows were highlighted? I guess I don't know what that use case is.
Sure. So I'm a very visual person. You know, one of the features that I miss from Outlook is being able to color code according to who the sender is, color code according to groupings, do just groupings that I didn't have the ability to do in Gmail. So I was looking for that functionality. Didn't quite find it, but I found this, and this kind of intrigued me. So it gave me a new little playground of an extension.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I downloaded it and I played with it, probably not as much as you have, but I played with it a little bit because for me, I didn't have any use case for this. So I kind of struggled with it because I really didn't know what it did. But one thing that I thought was really cool, and I want to give a big, and the way that we grade these is if we like it, it gets a little dinosaur, it gets a little Appasaurus Rex icon. If we don't like it, it gets a meteor. And with this one, I gave it the A-Rex. I gave it the little dinosaur because I like the fact that you can upload and download the different data. So the different settings that you have, it's really easy for you to share these. So if you have a way that you want, and you like you're setting it, for me, I could set this up for a client and put bookmarks and do all the stuff that I need to do, because it handles bookmarks too, doesn't it? Or is it just Gmail?
No, I think it's just Gmail. I don't think,
okay.
I don't think it handles
but
bookmarks.
I could set this up for like one of my Chrome users, and then I could basically import it to my other Chrome users, because I have in my Chrome, in my computer, I have 7 or 8 different Chrome users, depending on what I'm doing. I have one specifically for Appasaurus Rex. I have one for QBO Show. I have one that is just the Stacy K, and that has my regular everyday email. It's got all of the like cookies saved for the banks that I have to log in and that kind of stuff. So what I thought was, gee, I could set this up one time in one user, and then I can export this, or I could send it to you and say, hey, this is a really great, try this. So you can kind of collaborate. You were able to, you can see on my screen, you're able to upload the data and download data, and you can actually import and export your different settings that you have. And I mean, it gets really, if you can do HTML coding, you can actually customize some of the stuff that you're doing as well. So for me, with collaboration, this is the place that you would go to do all that data sync and that export. I'm going to give it I liked it. I'm going to give it a dinosaur.
I'm actually going to give it a dinosaur in that category as well. I hadn't thought about that as collaboration because I was only thinking about it in terms of sending it to my other Chrome users, which wasn't really collaborating, but I could send them to you. I could send them to anybody. So yeah, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and give it a T-Rex as well.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool, because if it was doing something that you really liked, you could share it. And I thought that was kind of important. So that really is just, I thought it was just a great collaboration. So yay. So we both got thumbs up for that. Learning curve, I gotta say, I still really have no idea what I'm doing with this, and I've been playing with it for a couple days. I'm giving it a meteor for the learning curve, because I think it's a little difficult, because I still don't understand what new module means. So like if you go to your dashboard, there's this thing where it says new module, and let me share this out again so you guys can see this. I don't know what new module is. So I clicked on new module, and then it gives me options, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what general is. I don't know what about is. I have no idea how to edit this. I don't know what any of this means. And if I want to add an option, so I now have 2 new options, but I don't know what they mean. I have to go, in order for me to go use this now, I have to go read a how-to and look at FAQs and figure out what's happening with it. And for me, I just want, and most users, I just want it to work. This is just a Chrome extension. This is not something that's going to improve my productivity or help me, ideally, it may improve my productivity a little bit, but it's not like a messaging app. It's not a CRM. I'm not tracking any information with this. So I really don't feel like I should have to go study up on how to use this. So I have to say, the learning curve with this, for me, big meteor.
So I actually am going to agree with you there as well. I had no idea what new module is. I did discover what it was, because I've been playing with this now for about 7 days since the last time we did a review. And what I discovered is there's an old Chrome extension called Minimalist for Calendar. And that is where you can actually, this is kind of the warehouse where you can add the Minimalist for Calendar options, but it's out of date, so you can't add it. So the extension hasn't been updated in a little while. So
okay.
you're right. The learning curve on that particular piece is really kind of rough. But I'm going to say that the rest of the app is pretty straightforward, although some of their examples, and I'll show you some screenshots in just a moment, little outdated. But did it do what I wanted it to do? Absolutely it did.
Okay. So, but at the end of the day, you're giving it a meteor for the...
I am, at the end of the day, I'm giving it a meteor for learning curve.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I can dig it. So then the next one is pricing. Do you want to start with pricing?
Well, pricing is free. So I think that he does have a link. The developer does have a link for a PayPal donation. I don't think you can get any better than free, so I'm going to give it a full T-Rex on price.
I will completely agree with that. You get absolutely 100% little Appasaurus Rex. Get a little dinosaur there on that, because you can't beat free. The only way you could beat free is if they paid us to use it.
Right.
Right. And I really don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm going to put those little scores. I'm adding all of our scores in our little score box here right now.
Nice.
So the other one, I really feel like we should ignore the last one, the platform, because it is a very specific thing built for a very specific platform.
You know, and the one thing that I did not look at, and I can do that really quickly on my other screen, I didn't look to see if it's available for Firefox, because a lot of developers will create an extension in Chrome and then also have it in Firefox. Give me just 2 seconds here and check that out for us real quick.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I think the platform, it is what it is. I have to give it I mean, when it comes down to it, I have to give it a dinosaur because it works for the one platform that it says that it is. So I have to give it the AREX for the platform, because it's not claiming to do anything else. It's just doing exactly what it says it's going to do.
And based on a 10-second search, it does not appear as though they have a Firefox extension, so it is very Chrome specific.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it's doing what it says it's supposed to do, and because this is a Chrome extension, I don't feel it would be very fair to really grade it on that, and the only grade that it would get would be an AREX, because it works beautifully for the platform that it's designed for.
I would agree as well.
It work on my iPhone. I didn't expect it to work on my iPad. Although, you know what? You're using it on a PC.
I am using it on a PC.
And I am using it on a Mac, and it works exactly the same. So I'm going to do a very quick screen share, because I'm going to show everybody what it looks like on a Mac so that we can see. So, and then I will do this, so hold on 1 second. Let me do my screen share here. So this is the Minimalist turned on, and I have a cat who's complaining about something behind me. So what it is, let me show you very quickly. When you go set this up, if you go to the dashboard, I'm going to delete this new module because I really don't know what that was. But the way that I set this up was, well, I didn't want to look at that, was that I set up my dashboard and I went into my options. And so you can this is what I really liked. And we'll get to the wildcard because I want you to do your wildcard first. But what I did was I went in here to main. What you can do is you can set up the different rows so that it's highlighted a different color. So I have mine so that if it's selected, that it turns blue. If it's unread, it's green. So I could change this color and say if it's unread, make it hot pink, or make it AREX purple, right? So, and then I can save my changes. You can see this page just refreshed right here. If I go over here now, everything that is unread that hasn't been read is showing up in AppasaurusRex purple. Now, as I'm scrolling over these, it's highlighting them, right? That blue color. And then if we check them, it turns red. So it's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. And what I really liked And okay, you do your wild card, but this is what it looks like on my Mac. So now I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I want you to screen share and show what it looks like on your Windows. And then I want you to tell what your wild card is.
Actually, before you stop screen sharing, too late.
Too late.
Tell me, did the starring of something work? Did it give you a different color when you starred?
I don't know that I set that up, so let me try and see what happens. So if I star something, well, that's unread, but what if I read it and mark it red? No, because I don't think I set that up.
So if you did, though, because your starred ones yellow. So I have the same issue. It is not.
Okay.
It is not reading the starred colors. So in that regard, it's not doing what I really wanted it to do, was say anything that's starred, I want to do later, and I want this over in a separate color. That was the biggest bonus for me, and it kind of failed. It kind of failed in that regard. So.
Okay.
So let me do.
I want you to screen share and show what it looks like.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So on a PC, you can see that it looks damn near identical to what Stacy just showed. And you can see anything that is unread is going to be in green. Anything that I'm hovering over is going to be in blue. And again, anything that's starred, I really wanted to have a different color. It didn't do that. So I'm going to say that I'm going to give it a half a T-Rex and a half of a meteor here, because it does what it says it's going to do most of the time. And I think that if we dig a little deeper into the app or into the extension, what we'll find here, Stacy, is if I go into my Gmail options, you can see that this was written a long time ago. So you can see that the examples that they're giving you when you want to hide the Google bar, which doesn't exist any longer.
Right, exactly.
Doesn't quite look like that any longer. Hiding the background, nah, it's not there any longer. So hasn't been updated in a while. You and I did the exact same things. I think that's hysterical because we didn't talk about it at all. We both hid the logo for Gmail.
Right.
I also like to hide any kind of Google Plus notifications because I could care less. That worked brilliantly. So in the new version,
and the logo is actually, it doesn't say Gmail anymore. The logo says Google. When you see the logo, it doesn't have that Gmail logo. That's what it's hiding.
oh, that's
So when
right.
you look at the setting with the hide logo, and then if you turn that off and save it and then go back, the logo is not Gmail anymore. It says Google.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. So that's a good catch here. You can see it is, in fact, a Google logo rather than a Gmail logo. I like that.
Yep.
So just to give everybody
with the starring, I'm wondering, I'm just going to say, I wonder with the starring, because it's looking at read or unread, I wonder if that's overriding anything with the stars, because the read and the unread works perfectly. And
I don't think so. I did it in every configuration possible to get the starring to work. And I think, and I also looked for, you can see I've got a completely, I'm sorry, hang on. If you look at my extensions, well, hang on. I don't have any other extensions installed. So
right.
I was worried that maybe there was an issue with some extension overlap where it created some issues, because I've had that before with other Chrome extensions. That's not the case in this. This is a clean screen with nothing but Minimalist installed. And it's Chrome straight out of the box without any configuration by me. So here's what I like though.
So what's your wild card? What's ultimately your wild card?
You know, I have been thinking I really don't know what my wild card is here because, again, we've covered it does what it says it's going to do.
Except for that one thing.
Except for that one thing. It is a little dated in that their examples are way out of date in many cases, and they haven't updated it. I'm going to say, though, that they've got They've got everything brilliantly documented in the wiki. They've got, it's a beautifully laid out app. I don't know. I don't know what the wild card should be here. I really don't. So,
well, what did you really, really like or really, really not like? And I think that you really, really did not like that it didn't do the one thing that you wanted it to do.
I really wanted it to, I really wanted a color for my starred items. What I do like though, what I love is seeing this blue line. That thrills me to no end. Because when I am looking at Gmail, it's hard for me to focus. I'm getting older. Blah, blah, blah. I can see where my cursor is. It's nice. I also like that when I'm checking off things, I've got a really good visual representation. If I'm moving a bunch of conversations somewhere, I can easily do that without having to go, okay, did I only get the ones that I wanted, or did I get the right ones? I don't have to look as hard as I would. So again, it does what it says it's going to do. I would like to show a couple.
So what happens? I want to show everybody what happens when you open one of your unread emails, so you can see what happens when you open one of them up, one of your unread ones, one of the green ones.
So this is an unread email right here from Darth Ropa, and I don't know what. Oh, so I met an old friend of yours at the cantina, apparently.
Right, and I replied not to listen to her.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows that Han shot first. I mean, it was not Greedo. That was a reply. But now go back to your inbox, and then what happens there?
So now it's no longer green because I have read it.
And you have it set up so that the red color is if it's been read, not the red color, but the email that's been looked at has no color in your settings, right?
That is correct.
Okay. See, and I set mine up so that if I had looked at them, they would show up as a light green, so that they would say, yes, it's light green.
Gotcha.
You did this. You've already looked at it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a great way to use it. That way you've got the same kind of visual that I've got, only in reverse.
Right. And my unreads, the ones I hadn't looked at were the AREX purple color that I just changed it to.
Right.
So what were you just going to show over in Minimalist? You were going to just show something.
The vast array of options that you can change. I mean, there's some things I never would have thought about changing. Some of my favorite kind of big question marks that I'm like, why would anybody care about this? Things like this, hiding the legal information.
Right.
How silly is that? Why would anybody care? But okay.
Maybe they don't want that. Maybe they just want it to look clean. So I kind of like that where it's saying, okay, hide the storage, hide the managed storage link, hide the account activity. So that when I'm looking at that, I'm just seeing, because maybe you don't want, if you're looking at this someplace, maybe you don't want somebody to see what kind of storage that you have. You don't want to see somebody else to see if it's open in another location. Maybe you're setting this up for your mom or somebody or your kids. This is what I was thinking. Maybe I'm setting this up for my kids, and I don't want them to see if the email is open up in another location.
There you go.
I want to be able to see. So that's actually my wild card, is that I really like this to kind of manage what my kids are doing. So if I set this up, because I have a 7-year-old, and so he's got an email address that he can use for, he like Minecraft stuff and, little things. And so he knows what it is, and he has to have a Gmail account in order to watch YouTube videos. And so what I thought was this would be really great for me to set up with his Chrome user, because he's never going to know to click that icon in the top right and edit these settings for this extension. So I can go in and take everything off that sidebar, everything off, all of that. So he can't even create emails. He can't chat. He can't do counters. Really, he can't do anything. It is just showing him what is in his inbox, and that's it. And so I really liked that because
Okay, now that's a great wild card because I had not thought about it in terms of locking it down, basically. Locking it down for kids. That's fantastic.
yeah, or like hiding trashed messages, because a lot of times I'll log into his email, and if he subscribes to a new, he watches all these Minecraft videos. If he subscribes to a new one, he's going to get an email, and then he's going to get a notification in that inbox every time something gets uploaded to that channel. So I'll go in and I'll clean out his inbox all the time and just dump everything to trash. I can actually hide the trash message on the inbox so that it doesn't even show how much is in trash.
That's great. And this is another one, although Gmail now has the option to turn off chat, which so many people don't do, and it really is annoying to me to have chat open by default all the time. So love the fact that you can hide chat, although again, you can do this in Gmail now, although you couldn't at one time.
Right.
Love the hide the phone call button, although I don't know that that's there now that they've changed chat to Google Hangouts.
Right.
I turn that off.
I still have Google Chat. I don't have Hangouts in my Stacy at Kildal Services. It's chat. It is not Hangouts.
Interesting. I love it.
Yep.
This I actually really love because I hate seeing that number and I could care less.
Right.
What the number of trapped spams are. Because I'm an insane person when it comes to having all the numbers 0.
Okay.
So I love that.
I'm going to do a screen share because I want to show you this with everything completely turned off. So what's really kind of cool is I can just say, hey, I want to, just show compose an inbox. And this might be maybe someone who is not that tech savvy, maybe an older parent, or maybe someone who might have special needs and they might not need all of that there. It might be distracting. So this is what it looks like when you kind of turn almost everything off.
And really go to a minimalist look.
Yeah, and so I really kind of like this. So I have absolutely everything turned off except just basically the inbox and the compose button. And then they obviously can go kind of look at, some other stuff, but really they can just see inbox, sent, drafts. That's it. It's really all they can see.
So I love it. I love it. And you gave a great use case there. I have a couple of cousins who are mentally disabled, and this would be perfect. This would be absolutely perfect because it's just click that red button. You can do your email. You don't have to worry about anything else that's on the screen at all.
And they can light it up, and so that they know if it is a specific color, then they need to read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I really, that was my wild card with this, was I thought this would be really great just to kind of make it easy for someone who might be new to email, might be new to Gmail, and really isn't all that tech savvy and can't really deal with a lot of or doesn't want to deal with all the stuff. So I gave it an AppasaurusRex for my wild card because I think in certain situations it's a really great tool for that purpose, for those purposes.
I'm going to go on to that and actually go with that as well as the wild card.
You can't change your wild card.
Oh, I have to. That's
because it's your wild card. But it didn't do, the thing is, it didn't do the one thing you wanted it to do.
That's true. It did not. But that's not wild card.
So I gave it 4 out of 5, and you gave it 3 out of 5, which is actually still a really good score. So here's our ultimate score. And we have, this is our AppasaurusRex review here for the Minimalist Chrome extension. Richard gave it 3 out of 5, and I gave it 4 out of 5. So I really hope that this helped. I have no idea what the next one is that we're doing. I know it's probably on our calendar, but I can't remember it for the life of me.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Vivaldi.
Oh yeah, we will be reviewing Vivaldi. This is a new browser, so we're kind of cheating a little bit in that I've been using it for at least a year off and on, and Richard is brand new to it. So I'm really going to let you drive and you talk a lot next time for that one, because I already have my own kind of set opinions about stuff, and I really can't wait to hear what you have to say about it with a nice set of fresh eyes. So I want to thank you guys all for watching our review of the Appasaurus Rex reviews Minimalist for Chrome. It's a Chrome extension. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night, or day, or morning, or whatever it is. I don't know when you're watching this.
Yeah. Have a good time.
Have a good time. Whatever your time is, you have a good one. Bye, Richard.